Good evening, Vice President Dr. Karen Pack, members of the Governing Board, Superintendent Finch, Mrs. Taylor, district staff, and our roomful of special guests. Welcome back to the awards and recognition ceremonies for a new school year. As we kick off the year together again, accolades are already coming in for our students, staff, and our schools for the 2026-2027 school year. First up tonight is a student who took her talents all the way to the Broadway stage this summer. The Arizona State University, or ASU, Gamage High School Musical Theater Awards, or HSMTA, recognize and celebrate high school students and faculty who produce outstanding musical theater programs across the Valley. Over the course of the school year, participating schools are adjudicated in 14 performance and technical categories. ASU's HSMTA is a regional program of the National High School Musical Theater Awards, also known as the Jimmy Awards. These awards are the equivalent of a Tony Award in professional theater. This summer, Mountain Ridge High School junior Brooklyn Martin was named the Best Lead Female for her role as Annabeth Chase in The Lightning Thief at Mountain Ridge High School. She went on as a nominee for the Best Female Lead representing all of Arizona for the National Jimmy Awards in New York City this July. While she couldn't be here this evening, Brooklyn had this reflection on her recognition and win. Winning the ASU Gamage High School Musical Theater Award for Best Lead Female for my role as Annabeth Chase in The Lightning Thief was such a special experience for me. The HSMTA experience pushed me outside of my comfort zone and helped me grow not only as a performer, but also as a person. I learned to trust myself, stay present, and enjoy the moment instead of worrying about the outcome. I am incredibly grateful for the opportunity for everyone who supported me along the way. This experience gave me even more confidence to keep growing and pursuing musical theater. Congratulations to the ASU Gamage HSMTA Musical Theater Best Lead Female, Brooklyn Martin. Now we move on to a dynamic duo of fellow Mountain Ridge High School Mountain Lions, whose students helped develop a national framework for the use of artificial intelligence, or AI, in education this summer. This July, students representing all 50 states developed a sweeping national framework for the responsible use of artificial intelligence in K-12 education, proposing protections for authentic learning, student privacy, fairness, human judgment, and the relationships at the heart of the education as part of a 3-day leadership residency held in Boston at MIT and Cambridge. During this Day of AI Fellowship, the students and school leaders explored how artificial intelligence can be used responsibly, ethically, and productively in schools, communities, and the broader society that these students will inherit. The two students selected to represent the student perspective for all of Arizona were none other than DVUSD Mountain Ridge High School seniors Shamitha Doki and Nandana Warrior. Shamitha and Nandana participated in the National AI Student Senate that replicated the USA's Student Senate process using an exact model of the Senate chamber at the Edward M. Kennedy Institute for the United States Senate. The student senators were divided into subcommittees to create, debate, and vote on a comprehensive bill that represented their thoughts, views, and hopes for the future of AI in public schools. From these discussions, a bill known as Students First Act of 2026 was drafted. The students authored the proposal that rejects outright bans on artificial intelligence or its unrestricted adoption. Instead, it establishes clear boundaries around when AI can support education and when original student work, professional judgment, and human connection must remain paramount. As the Student First Act of 2026 states, educators should avoid using AI in situations where human connection is irreplaceable in the learning environment. Shamitha and Nandana had these reflections on their experience during the National AI Summit. Being selected as one of the 2 Arizona representatives for the Day of AI Youth Summit was an incredible opportunity to use my interest in AI and help shape a national policy. As a member of the Parents Subcommittee, I researched AI in education from a parent's perspective and had the opportunity to voice my concerns as a stakeholder. I ultimately voted for the bill to pass because I believe establishing regulations is the first step in responsibly integrating AI into our school systems. I am grateful for the experience and the opportunity to make an impact. While her fellow representative, Nandana, had this reflection. Being selected as one of the Arizona representatives for the DOAI Youth Summit was an incredible opportunity that allowed me to use my interest in AI and help shape national policies as well. In preparation, I researched benefits of AI in education to better represent teachers and advocate for my amendments. I am incredibly grateful for this experience and look forward to continuing to make an impact. Congratulations to the Day of AI Arizona representative Shamitha Doki and Nandana Warrior. Next, we celebrate the work of an assistant principal who has dedicated decades of her career to supporting our DVUSD students, staff, and several school campuses. The assistant principal is the 2025-2026 Assistant Principal of the Year, Highland Lake School's Assistant Principal, Danielle Ware. As her principal, Amanda Hicks explained, Danielle exemplifies excellence across all 4 strategic priorities and is an indispensable leader at Highland Lakes. Her expertise and willingness to support others were essential to my smooth transition as the new principal during the 2025-2026 school year, following in the footsteps of a principal who led the school for more than 25 years. Danielle anticipates needs, streamlines systems, and consistently works to improve how we serve students and staff. Speaking of serving students and staff, Danielle has served DVUSD for 25 years, supporting several schools throughout her career, starting at Anthem School as a second grade teacher, then becoming one of the pioneers who opened Sunset Ridge School. She moved to the district office as the I Teach Arizona coordinator and finally served as the assistant principal at Stetson Hills, Gavilan Peak, and Highland Lakes. At every stop, she has been someone others could depend on, not only when things were going well, but especially during uncertain and challenging times. She helped 3 schools earn the Arizona Education Foundation's coveted A+ of Excellence distinction. Most recently, she helped with the transition of a new principal to Highland Lakes after the retirement of a principal who had served the community for 25 years. The school maintained its history and traditions while supporting the incoming principal. For the 25-26 school year, Highland Lakes saw its highest level in 4 years of respondents reporting that the school communicates effectively with staff, parents, and community, a whopping 98%. Students also perceived this change positively with a sense of belonging, jumping 3 percentage points this past school year. Her steady leadership, collaborative spirit, and unwavering dedication to students and staff make this Assistant Principal of the Year a deserved recognition. In the area of excellence of student learning, Danielle's leadership of MTSSB and her integral role as the MTSSA serve as the direct and meaningful impact to students. She approaches student support with precision, compassion, and a deep understanding of data-driven practices. Danielle ensures that systems are not only in place, but are implemented with fidelity, resulting in targeted interventions and improved outcomes for all learners. Danielle is deeply respected and trusted by staff. She fosters a culture of collaboration, accountability, and professional growth. Teachers seek her guidance for her instructional insight and ability to provide clear, actionable feedback. She consistently supports staff in refining their practice, which strengthens the overall effectiveness of Highland Lakes. In terms of excellence in stakeholder relationships, Danielle builds a strong, positive connection with students, families, and staff. She is approachable, responsive, and solution-oriented, always keeping students' best interests and the center of her work. Her ability to communicate clearly and empathetically has strengthened trust across our entire school community. Finally, Daniela demonstrates excellence in organizational improvement through her deep knowledge of both Highland Lakes and the DVUSD systems. She has been instrumental in ensuring continuity, alignment, and efficiency within our processes. Congratulations to the 2025-2026 DVUSD Assistant Principal of the Year, Danielle Ware. And finally tonight, we celebrate that Deer Valley Unified School District has once again made the list of Forbes' best mid-size employer in Arizona. DVUSD has now been recognized as a Forbes Best Midsize Employer in Arizona and across the nation for 6 years since 2019. Great schools, outstanding employees, and extraordinary results. Just more evidence of why DVUSD is the best district in Arizona. DVUSD was one of only 2 school districts in the state to make the list and one of only 75 employers throughout Arizona. The 11th annual rankings were based primarily on survey responses from more than 217,000 employees working at companies within the U.S. that employ more than 1,000 people. Survey respondents who remained anonymous so they could answer freely were asked if they would recommend their employer to others and to rate it based on the range of criteria including salary, work environment, benefits, and opportunities to advance. Participants were also asked if they would recommend their previous employers within the past 2 years and the employers they know through their industry experience and through friends, family, or coworkers who work there. The responses were tallied and analyzed along with additional survey data from the last 3 years, which allowed for a robust assessment of organizations that consistently rank versus those that might have just had a good year. The most recent data and evaluations from current employees were weighted more heavily than others. Congratulations to the Deer Valley Unified School District for being named a Forbes Best Midsize Employer in Arizona for 2026. Thank you, and that concludes the first of tonight's awards and recognition ceremonies for the 2025 or 2026-2027 school year.
10 minutes. Anyone have any, everyone able to log in? Okay. Regular Governing Board meeting Tuesday, August 25th, 2026. Throwing it right in there.
Here we go. Boom. Yeah, I was a little worried. You can never say never.
I know.
She can make this ride bumpy if she wants.
That was
That's her expertise.
5 minutes.
Yes.
Don't jinx it. We have 5 minutes.
Good evening. I'd like to call this evening's regularly scheduled governing board meeting to order. Let the roll call show the presence of Ms. Simicek, Mr. Botfeld, myself, Dr. Pack. Dr. Zurbach, would you please do the honor of leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence? United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen. Please let the roll call also show the absence of Ms. Fisher and Mr. Carter. I move that the governing board adopt the agenda. Do I hear a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
It passes 3-0.
Item 3A, I move that the governing board provide directions to the district's ASBA delegate to represent the board's determined position regarding SY27 political agenda as discussed.
Second.
We have one public comment. I will read the admonition. The board invites public comment on the district's business in general and on any agenda item in specific. All speakers must observe the rules of decorum. Speakers must fill out a card listing name, address, and topic and hand it to the board secretary prior to the president calling the meeting to order. Speakers must make their comments in no more than 3 minutes. If necessary, to accommodate all speakers within the 30-minute overall limit, the board president may shorten each speaker's time. Constructive criticism is in order. Rudeness, vulgarity, disruptive conduct, or remarks disrespecting personal dignity are not in order and will not be allowed. Under the Arizona open meeting law, the governing board cannot discuss or act on any items not listed on the agenda. Board members may respond to criticism made by a speaker, ask staff to review a matter, or ask that a matter be put on a future agenda. If I could please have Carrie Knutson come to the microphone. You'll have 1.5 minutes. Please state your name.
The mic's not working.
Okay, so I have questions on page 24, number 7. I don't understand why, and of course I didn't print out the 100 pages of this stuff, so I can't tell you. I would like you to explain what that's for. The new item number 15, I again don't understand why we'd be limiting or adding that to it, because it just seems not responsible. Okay, and then on page 28, number 7, the green part, that's the add. I would not add that. And page 29, number 3, no on the added green part. And on page 31, that's you're getting rid of, I would keep that because I don't understand why you would be getting rid of it and changing it for the other part you're trying to do. So I'm sorry, like if you can literally pull it up to show people and explain it would be wonderful, because 100 pages I cannot like literally print out and read. Do you need the 24, number 7, the new item 15, 28, number 7, and the added green part that you're adding, 29, that's 3, and the page 39 that was all red that you're getting rid of. I don't know why you get rid of that and not keep it. That's it. Like, thank you.
Any discussion from board members on suggestions or feedback for the delegate, myself, when I go to the assembly?
The reason you are discussing it for the last time is she will be voting at the ASB. Got it? And our speaker was referring to the actual website versus our model here.
I did have one thought I wanted to share with my fellow board members. On number 6, school safety and security, there are some 4, 5, and 6 are red, being removed, probably to make it more succinct. I would want to make sure that number 4, actually, number 4, not necessarily tribal, but just in general, everybody, state, federal, tribal, given the recent events with students, increased self-harm and violence. I'm wondering if that maybe should stay in there and just remove 5 and 6, if that's something we thought. I'd be interested to hear what the other delegates say about speaking to students about self-harm. That's the only comment I had about it.
Neither do I.
Thank you. All right, I'll call for a vote on item 3A.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And none opposed, since there were 3 ayes. Thank you.
It passes 3-0. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Taylor. Item 4A, consent agenda. I move that the governing board approve consent agenda items 4A through 4L.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
That passes 3-0. Thank you.
Item 5, action item A. I move that the governing board accept the administration's recommendation to pre-approve the addenda as presented.
Second.
Any discussion on it? Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
That passes 3-0. Thank you.
Item 5B, I move that the governing board approve and ratify employee out-of-state travel for professional development per governing board policy GCCE. Any questions?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
That passes 3-0. Thank you.
Item 5C, Proclamation Attendance Awareness Month. I move that the governing board approve September 2026 to be recognized as the Attendance Awareness Month. Dr. Zurbach, would you like to share a little bit about that before I read it?
Dr. Peck, members of the board, Dr. Finch, thank you. Attendance is one of our goals for our district. It's part of our MTSSB goals, so it's not a surprise. You've seen that for a number of years. We have been working quite a bit with our messaging, with our new Director of Communications, Ms. Sutton. She will help us continue to help us build our awareness of the importance of attendance. And so we appreciate the opportunity to bring this before you here today and for the proclamation. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have a second on that motion? Okay. Deer Valley Unified School District Governing Board Proclamation. Whereas chronic absence may be the single biggest barrier to improving education in our country, making good attendance crucial to nurturing an educated and healthy next generation with the skills needed for a strong economy. Whereas students and families are more likely to show up and engage when there are positive conditions for learning at school, including physical and emotional health and safety, a sense of belonging, connection and support, academic challenges and engagement, and adults and peers with social emotional competency. Whereas reducing chronic absence, missing 10% or more of school for any reason, requires a comprehensive approach that starts with prevention and early intervention, including developing routines and trusting relationships that create a sense of belonging rather than responding with punitive action, which research finds is not particularly effective. Whereas improving attendance and engagement takes schools, families, elected leaders, and other community partners working together to rebuild regular and trusting communications and to identify and address barriers to being in school. Whereas taking attendance daily in a caring, consistent manner is essential to identifying when students begin to miss too much school and for noticing as soon as possible when students are starting to miss too much school and engaging students, families with needed support and resources. Whereas supporting the health and well-being of the school community and sending the message that students should avoid missing school for minor symptoms of illness is essential to reestablishing daily attendance routines. Now, therefore, I, Dr. Karen C. Pack, Governing Board Vice President of the Deer Valley Unified School District Board, do hereby proclaim on the 25th of August, 2026, that September 2026 will be celebrated as Attendance Awareness Month. We hereby commit to focusing on reducing absenteeism and addressing the factors that cause students to miss school in order to ensure all children an opportunity to learn, grow, and thrive academically, emotionally, and socially. We recognize that we must work together to build an engaging school environment that motivates attendance and sends the message that learning matters. In witness thereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused to be affixed the Great Seal of the County of Maricopa this 25th day of August 2026.
Thank you.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
That passes 3-0. Thank you.
Okay, item 6, call to the public. The admonition remains. Can I please have Gary Horowitz, Andrea Cohen, and Georgiana Bingaman approach the microphone, please. You have 3 minutes. Following those 3 speakers, Carrie Knudsen will have another 1.5 minutes.
This one?
And-
Can I just do this? All right. Good evening, board members, Dr. Pack and Dr. Finch. I'm Gary Horowitz, and I'm a teacher in the Deer Valley Unified School District. I am here tonight to address an issue from several board meetings ago, when a member of this board made a remark that alienated and deeply hurt a minority population in our community. That board member has stated that the remark was not anti-Semitic, but intent does not erase impact, nor does it erase history. The words and imagery used echoed anti-Semitic tropes that the Jewish community has witnessed throughout history. Tropes that have been used to marginalize, dehumanize, and spread hatred against Jewish people. Since that meeting, the issue has been brought to the board members' attention time and time again. Yet there has never been a clear, direct, and official apology to the community that was hurt. Instead, we have heard explanations and deflections. Tonight, however, I am not simply here to revisit what happened. I am here to offer a challenge. We have brought the pins to share tonight that represent the hashtag Stand Up to Jewish Hate movement. It is a blue square with, again, the hashtag Stand Up to Jewish Hate campaign logo. It represents the small percentage of the American population that is Jewish, while calling attention to the disproportionate amount of religiously motivated hate directed towards the Jewish people. More importantly, wearing the blue square is a visible commitment to stand against anti-Semitism and against hatred in general. So tonight, we challenge each and every one of you, and I know Aaron passed out some pins, wear it not because what happened at the board meeting, wear it because we should all be able to agree that anti-Semitism and hate have no place in our school, our district, and our community. Wear it to show Jewish students, families, teachers, staff members, and community members that when they tell us they have been hurt, we are willing to listen to them. And wear it as a reminder that standing against hate requires more than saying we oppose it. Sometimes it requires us to stand visibly against the people who have expressed it. Tonight, the board and the district and the people here have the opportunity to send a very simple message. Anti-Semitism is not welcome here. Hate is not welcome here. And our Jewish community does not stand for this. I want to make it very clear that this is not Zionism, nor is it political. This is about standing up to Jewish hate and hate in general, and the challenge is yours to stand up. Thank you.
He's taller than I am. Deer Valley Unified School District
Please
has
state your
so
name.
much to offer.
Please state your
and
name.
Celebrate. Oh, I'm sorry. My name's Andrea Cohen. I'm with the Center for Jewish Philanthropy. Sitting here at the pre-meeting when you were honoring your students and your faculty, the excellence in this district should be celebrated. And that's what our community should be hearing. Our community, it shouldn't be overshadowed by rude and disrespectful behavior by an adult who's not in one of your classrooms. Sorry, I need my glasses. Words and actions matter, and disrespectful behavior should not be tolerated, condoned, or ignored. Your raised values should be embraced. And I am going to say, Gary, we've got the blue pins, and it's a lovely symbol to stand up against hate. I will say that at my office, I have my lanyard, and in my little pouch, I have a crocheted rainbow heart. Not because I'm a member of the LGBTQ community, but so people know that I'm a safe person, that I'm not going to be someone who's going to be intimidating them or disrespectful. So it's a nice symbol to just remember to stand up against hate. And that's what we're trying to do. I also want to share that I've got resources as the Center for Jewish Philanthropy. If you are looking to bring in your world religion classes or social studies classes, we have high school juniors and seniors who have been trained to just talk about what it is to be a Jewish kid in Arizona. It's a diverse group of students that represent all the different branches of Judaism. They're just like everyone else, but also there are kids who have not met a Jewish person yet. And this will help destigmatize Jewish people and really counter anti-Semitism by allowing students to meet peers that might be from other school districts. The other thing I have to offer is our early childhood educator has put together, not early childhood, a K-8 book pack that's free to educators. We will send them to whatever classrooms you want. They're books that explain Jewish holidays and what it is to be Jewish, so that when it comes time to be inclusive at Hanukkah and Christmas and Kwanzaa, you'll have the appropriate books, and we're happy to provide those. Thank you all so much.
You're taller than me.
We're all tall.
Okay, am I ruining this?
name is Georgina Benjamin. Good evening, members of the board. I stood here a few years ago in regards to a situation with being hit by a staff member at Arrowhead Elementary, and I was met with complete silence. And here I am now, fast forward 4 years again later, with the same issue in regards to my kinder son, who is in SPED and special needs, and he was actually attacked by another student August 20th. I'm sorry, I'm nervous. This is a very emotional subject for me, but I had sent Principal DeTore multiple emails because I had gone to lunch with my child for my own, so to speak, for my own state of mind to make sure he's doing okay. I noticed there was shortness of staff during lunch, especially with the SPED group and especially with them needing additional support. I did send her an email regarding my concerns, and it was completely dismissed. Fast forward to the 20th, where a child grabbed my son by the collar of his shirt and tried to slam him face first into the concrete. During lunch, the child again tried to throw the shoe at my son, in which at that point I caught it. It was a quick catch, and I gave it to Para. The student then assumed that I still had the shoe, dug his hands in my pocket, took my phone out, slammed it on the floor, and completely shattered it. Ms. DeTore did explain that she would replace my phone. However, since that day, I told her that's the least of my worries, but since that day, I have been met with complete silence, and this has been since Thursday. And I think that as any parent with a child, whether they're verbal, nonverbal, general ed, SPED, this is a very huge concern, especially when it comes to safety, and also the fact of hiding that information. I was explicitly told that my son had been hit several times in the span of 3 weeks in that classroom. And when I asked for the incident logs in regards to my son, I was told there was no written record. How that goes hand in hand, I'm not sure. But I think the district, admin, schools, everybody involved needs to be a little bit more serious about the safety and transparency with parents. We should not be left in the dark, and especially for the students who have yet to have found their voice, like my son himself. And I will advocate for him. I will advocate for children like him until my last breath, and I will die on that hill. And I hope that something can be done to take this matter a little bit more seriously instead of complete silence.
Hi, Carrie Knutson again, and I'm going to follow her up with that we are going to open our Vista Peak to other school districts, when yet we haven't taken the children that are harming other children and putting them at Vista Peak. Instead, we are paying ACEs lots of money to take care of our special needs children, and instead of like putting them into our school, we have 56 staff members and we have 61 kids at Vista. So why are we adding more harder children than we can't handle our own? And if we don't have people that know how to deal with the lawsuits or what special ed is entitled, because I'm preschool and we just got a new person in charge of our preschool who doesn't know anything, and she's sorry, she's learning, but I don't think that works. I don't think you should learn on the job. I think you should have experience in preschool and special ed before you take on a position that you're the boss of everybody. So while we get rid of teachers and we get more SPED people, so to me, like I said months ago, we are going into where we're going to be the SPED school, and then the very smart children. Like we'll have the special, really smart kids, and then we'll have our special ed department. We have so many. Okay, we have Vista, and now we have scores at every school, which is taking up rooms, and our children, our typical children, are being scrunched because our special needs children need to have room and rooms to expand our special ed program.
Time is up.
Sorry. Thanks.
right, on to board reports. I guess we can start with Ms. Simichek.
Sorry. I don't want it to look like we don't say anything when you come up here and share. We're not allowed to speak out when you're. I do want you all to know that we are listening to what you're saying. Our staff is here, and the goal is to be able to follow up, and they'll probably walk you through the process of the chain of command and how things go. I would like to see and kind of visit what you had just shared about opening up Vista, because I too have had the thought about some of our students who are having an extremely hard time in the general ed classroom to have a space over there. And I think that but again, I can't stand here and say that I know, to do all that, because I am not the expert in the room. So I do want to touch on that though. Also, there was last week when I gave my board report remotely, there was brought up in the board report that I had shared that I was looking for regarding the new maps that a committee member had forwarded to the board, and that I had said that I couldn't wait to discuss them, and that particular person may have gone outside of the process that we follow for that. I just want to clarify a couple things in regards to this, because it was brought to the entire board in this report, and that is that my understanding is that the member did provide the maps the correct way that she was supposed to. I was simply acknowledging that the community members and the group was doing what we had asked as a board. And what we had asked as a board was that we requested that additional maps and ideas be shared and that those be discussed in those meetings. And it sounds like that's exactly what's happening. And I'm really excited about that. So I don't want what I shared in my board report last 2 weeks ago to be taken out of that context. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that this person should go out and be making maps and then sending them to the board. She simply copied them so that we would have them as a reference, which I do appreciate. I appreciated that. So I was thanking her for that. And that I look forward to see. We've received a few emails from community members that have shared the success of that last meeting. And so I really do feel that the request of the board to go back and come up with some additional ideas is definitely being taken into consideration, and it's moving along nicely. I want to clarify that, because by no means am I condoning people going out of their way of not following the rules of the committee. So just want to have that on the record. The last thing I wanted to discuss, and I don't have the statute number. I don't have but I want to revisit something, and I'm doing this, honestly, because it's something that I've been thinking a lot about. I used to be a teacher here in Deer Valley, and I had the opportunity to substitute, and I absolutely loved it. And I'm not going to be running for school board again this cycle, and I would love the opportunity to be back in the classroom. And I'm going to be doing that at some districts that are right next door to us. And I'm very excited about that. But we do have a governing board policy that would require board members to wait 2 full years after they have served in order to go back into the classroom. And I don't want people to think that I am trying to disregard that rule at all. But what I would like to do is possibly visit that, especially when it comes to the situation of substitute teachers, because we have a definite shortage of that. And I would absolutely be honored to be able to go back to the classroom and do that. And I'll wait that 2 years if that's what I have to do, just to come back to Deer Valley to be able to do that. But maybe we can take a look at that policy and kind of see what we could do about that in regards to just substitute teaching. And again, I don't want to start picking away at the policy and making it about that, but just something that I thought as a board and maybe the next coming weeks we can discuss. That's all I got. Thank you.
Mr. Botfeld?
My wife's going to hate this. This is another session of the good, the bad, and the ugly. She hates that. The good. Choir students from the DVUSD choral programs will have the opportunity to sing the Star Spangled Banner at the September 18th Diamondbacks game. This is also a fundraiser. Every ticket sold to a school group will have a 5% return to your program. So find your school or your school you would like to support and order your tickets for the September 18th Diamondbacks game through the Choral Director. That's the good. The bad. Proposition 320 is a trick. It has to do with wording. Today, Arizona school districts spend 68% of the dollars they receive on the classroom. 68%. That includes teacher pay, math and literacy coaches, special education professionals, etc. They spend 12% on maintaining facilities, 5% on transporting students, 5% on preparing and serving meals, and school districts spend the final 10% on administration. Our spending on administration is lower than states like Texas and Florida. Arizona spends the least on administration in the country. So if Arizona spends less than any other state in the country on administration and spends nearly $7 and $10 on the classroom, why should it be so hard to spend 60% on direct instruction as Prop 320 requires? Wording. Direct instructions versus classroom spending. Prop 320 states that the Arizona Auditor General is to define direct instruction. However, the Auditor General currently defines classroom spending and direct instruction differently by including many pieces that are considered classroom spending. So what does the Auditor General exclude that are considered classroom expenses? Well, special education professionals, the Auditor General excludes them from direct instruction. Counselors and nurses, excluded. Librarians, teacher training, technology for the classroom, excluded. Math and literacy coaches that are there to help students perform better, excluded. Lots of things are excluded that are necessary for schools that aren't considered classroom spending. For example, transporting students to school, school sports, maintaining sports venues, excluded. Feeding kids or repairing a broken AC, excluded. Worse yet, school security, school safety, excluded. Prop 320 wants to make it seem like 60% of direct instruction should be simple and easy for schools to meet. The reality, it's downright dangerous for kids. That's the bad. The ugly is still me. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Botfeld, and thank you, Ms. Simichek, for your board reporting. I neglected to say thank you. So on to my board report. A shout out to all the classroom teachers for getting through the first, how many days is it now? We're off to a great start. The school year's in full swing. I just scheduled some campus visits, and I'm excited to see the great spaces and best practices in action. I reviewed the vouchers, of course, the 2025-26, the last of those, check. And now some new 26-27 vouchers. Fun fact, Stomping Grounds, Esperanza's got $134 in roofing repairs. And I believe Arrowhead Elementary got a new modernization with a sink, a new restroom sink, $80,000. So kids, wash your hands, kill those germs. I did meet with my board buddies in person, which is so great, and talked about the start of the school year. I would like to mention again the need and importance of giving teachers more time to plan, time to prep, time to get their teacher stuff done and time to create engaging, creative lessons. Right after meeting with my board buddies, I saw somewhere where I was reading that in Texas, the Texas school districts require their central office people to work 8 days a year in sub-rotation. And so after that, I noticed in Oklahoma, the first week, all central office is hands on deck. And in Minnesota, a few districts even require district office people to reconnect or connect. And so I would renew my idea and request to have DVUSD certified personnel do the sub-rotation once a semester for a way to reconnect and give teachers that extra day or a half a day to have time to plan and prepare their lessons. DVUSD could be the leader in the Valley, modeling how to reconnect and give back, just saying. And that teacher experience score would go up later in the year, I would think. Let's see. Oh, I forgot to mention at my last board report that I met with Dr. McCusker and got the full rundown on special education law and the district's extensive involvement in legal requirements, including legal claims and procedures for compliance and ultimate resolutions to meet the needs of SPED students. That lady knows her stuff. I also met with a local neighborhood business where I may or may not work out and resolved some parking issues. So thank you to anybody at Deer Valley High School that helped with that. Kids, the parking pass is $100, but our superintendent tells me there's scholarships available, so I could help you with that, maybe. Thanks. So thank you to everybody that is continuing to encourage our students to be respectful and good stewards of. In reading the Deer Valley DV Voice, I saw that there's a parent tech session, so parents out there, free training, log in and find out where that's at. And in the Soup Scoop, I was excited to hear that Read Across America Assembly is coming back to Inspiration Mountain. So go Knights, because I'm all about reading. Just a reminder, school board positions are unpaid positions, and we lead with our heart and because we care about kids. But I just want to remind everybody that it's a lot of work, but it is unpaid. Let's see. I think that's about it. Dr. Finch.
Thank you. Ms. Simichek, I can have you working by Friday. Not a problem. I didn't know there was a statute. And maybe it is a school board. Might be a school board policy. We'll have to ask AI where it's at. Miss Sheila is my AI robot. So statute 1540 something 41. So all in favor to change that? No, we'll check it out, especially to sub. I think that makes sense. I understand why they might have the exclusion for working, but hey, we could fix that too. Just saying. If you didn't get a chance to see our ceremony before the board meeting starts, in general, we pretty much every 2 weeks we have students recognized or staff recognized. So go back and watch that. We had some students that actually represented Arizona from Mountain Ridge as they worked on AI policy, and I had a chance to talk to the teacher that took them, Michelle Coots, and she's one of our tech directors. And she said the kids did a great job and were very engaged. So it was great to see the kids, CTE kids in particular, show that they can be grown-ups at the drop of a hat. And so they engaged with the students from around the country with their ideas on AI. So thanks to those students for representing DVUSD. We also had Daniel Ware, AP of the Year, Assistant Principal of the Year for last year, recognized as well. And I think there might have been a new car for her. Was there a new car? Was it a truck? Maybe it was a truck. I can't remember. Something big. Maybe it was a plaque. Something. But we want to thank her for her many years of service. Great assistant principal and helping out at Highland Lakes today. We also, DVUSD received Forbes Best Mid-Sized Employer, which is companies 500 or less, or 500 or more. No, it's 500 or less, I believe, yeah. Best mid-sized employers in the state of Arizona for 6 out of the 7 last year. So congratulations to all the people that put their time effort and conviction into doing what's right for students, right for staff, right for parents. We are a culture-based company. It's something we think is important. And so congratulations to Deer Valley staff and admin, and particularly the cabinet who carry the torch for Deer Valley. As Dr. Pack mentioned, the podcasts are out now. We have 2 coming. One's out, one's coming. We're interviewing the new administrator. So go ahead and check that out. It's on our website or Apple Podcast or Spotify. You can find them wherever you have listen to your podcasts. And you can go back and listen to old episodes as well. Sports Media Day just happened a couple of weeks ago in here. It's great to see the kids getting all excited for their new year as it's all starting. It comes so fast. Man, I think our first football game's this week, Friday. Marching band starts, cheer, that all starts, golf. And so exciting to see the kids get rolling. Our fine arts clubs, student clubs, those all start. The Superintendent Student Advisory Council also started. So we're looking forward to that. We had POP meeting, the presidents of our parent-teacher organizations. We had a meeting with those types of groups are all starting. This Wednesday, we're going to have POP in here. So last but not least, the legislature is in sleeping mode at the moment, but now we are picking up the pieces. So thanks for Ms. Simachek doing her work down there, trying to plug all the holes in the dam. She's run out of fingers, I imagine. But there are, as Mr. Botfeld mentioned, there are some proposals that are wolves in sheep's clothing. So make sure you go and do your homework because I think there are 8 that we have to be voting on. So stay in tune to what's happening. And I just want to thank the speaker did mention that the new director of preschool doesn't know what she's doing. That would not be true. She is a #amazing, started in preschool, was principal of the year, and she is the queen of helping people make a difference. So good job, Nicole. That's it. Thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Finch, and thank you to the Executive Cabinet. Future Governing Board meeting dates are on the school website. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Do I hear a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Nice job, Karen.